Hi, this is Nancy Wagner, and this is my recording of my presentation, Social Media, Addictive by Design. What is social networking? It is not new. It has been around since people started forming relationships. It can give you ways to structure your relationships into smaller sub-networks, such as families, jobs, co-workers, schools, hobbies, etc. Social media are platforms that harness your relationships into digital networks. They can turn your digital networks into connections that you can see. Social media serves many purposes, such as social networking, photo or video sharing, bookmarking, blogs, geolocations, and wikis. If you love your social media but you can't put your phone down, or you spend more than 15 hours a month online, or you cannot interact with live people, or you find that your excessive computer usage interferes with your daily life, then you might be addicted to social media. But isn't it my responsibility to exert self-control? According to Elgin in 2015, in a research study conducted by the Cornell Information Science in 2015, social content creators are working hard every day to make their network so addictive that you can't resist them. Well, can't we just exercise self-control and stop? Well, a Cornell team of researchers obtained a sampling of 5,000 surveys by the Dutch creative agency JUST. This was called the 99 Days of Freedom project, and it tried to determine why users could not stop logging in to Facebook. They surveyed them at 33, 66, and 99 days. 4 themes about why it was so hard to stop were determined. 1, if you perceived yourself as addicted, you found it harder to kick the addiction. If you use Facebook to manage your image to others, you are more likely to return. The happier you are, the less likely you are to return. If you use other social media as a substitute, even though using a substitute is not the most desirable, you also were less likely to return. So is social media addictive by design? The apps and websites are engineered by design to keep us scrolling continuously. What are these built-in addictive features? Some of them include notifications numbers, algorithmic filtering, YouTube, comments, status updates, mobile phone apps, pokes, quizzes, and surveys. Notification numbers tell you how many people are mentioning you, following you, and generally approving everything you do. And they draw you in. These notification numbers appear on the app icon on the screen, and they draw you in. They tell you there's information you really want to know, but they don't tell you enough to satisfy your deep craving for social approval. Brings out the narcissist in all of us. Your responses to friend requests and people you may know. This causes hard-wiring responses when you see your name. Rewarding someone with likes turns an occasional activity into a daily one. Being part of a social network is sort of like having your own entourage that follows you around, commenting on and applauding everything you do. Algorithmic filtering keeps you engaged like lab rats. The social media sites can tweak the algorithms. Then they watch as users respond by staying on longer and longer, and everybody becomes more and more addicted. Our human ability to resist gets weaker and weaker every day. YouTube is another addictive feature. It is the ultimate TV channeling surfing. It lets you endlessly flip through free channels, creates instant fame with videos that can go viral in just like that, has short commercials that you can even skip even after only a few seconds. The most compelling, addictive video is where a person appears to be talking directly to the viewer, making the viewer feel like they have a personal relationship. Comments are another way that social media can addict you. Through comments, this gives you the opportunity to comment about various things. Status updates are another way. They allow you to recount in just a few sentences where you were, what you were doing. This means you end up checking your friends' updates, you comment on your friends' photos, you're taking a survey and you post your results, and all of these things keep you coming back time after time. As a matter of fact, social networks tap into our human desire to stay connected to others. Mobile phone apps are another way that social engineers make you more addicted. They help to make logging in more convenient. They let you all log in at a glance, the number of notifications you have, so you can see right away, just by looking at your phone, how many notifications you have. They make it easy for you to post photos and to make comments and to do status updates. Pokes, quizzes, surveys are other addictive features as well. These things are meant to keep you engaged. They help you keep your friends and the friends of your friends engaged. You can take a survey or you can take a quiz. You can brag about your test results, and there's so much more. You reach out to social media site and the social media site reaches out to you, and that keeps you coming back more and more and again and again. What's the result of all this reaching out? A giant, humongous waste of your time, but the companies that own the sites, they're making millions. How do these companies engineer addiction? They incorporate your psychological vulnerabilities into the software. And these vulnerabilities include things like the network effect, variable rewards, your deep craving for social approval. The network effect is the idea that as the network becomes more valuable, as more and more people sign up. And in other words, everybody's on Facebook because everybody's on Facebook. Variable rewards are another way to engineer addiction. Photos, messages, likes just appear randomly. There's no set schedule, so you compulsively check for them, hoping that there's going to be a photo, a message, a like, and that activates the dopamine in your brain. These become even more addictive because they're unpredictable, they're anticipated, and they're random. The more random and unanticipated they are, the more addictive they are. Is there hope for a better future? Tristan Harris, a 32-year-old social advocate, co-founder of Time Well Spent, and social philosopher at Google, believes software can have moral integrity. Software can be designed not to be addictive. Software can be tools that help us use rather than waste our time. He believes that there should be a Hippocratic oath for software engineers that would stop the exploitation of people's psychological vulnerabilities. He argues that software can help us set boundaries. It can help us plan our times. It can give us the ability to see where our time goes. It can help us meet our goals. It can help us control our relationships. But in order for this to happen, users must demand change. Software designers and engineers must decide that they do not want to continue to build unethical products. In much the same way that cigarettes and tobacco industry gave people what they wanted without giving them what they wanted. Software engineers and designers need to decide that they do not want to give the people what they want, but to give them what they need. Thank you very much for this. And these are my references.